Welcome back to Cheddar Climate, the fight for change. In mid-November, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos announced the first recipients of his $10 billion Earth Fund, designed to combat the effects of climate change by issuing grants to scientists, activists, and other organizations in their efforts to preserve and protect the natural world. Now, among those 16 initial recipients was Dream Corps Green for All program, whose stated goal is to build a green economy while simultaneously lifting citizens out of poverty. We're excited to say Michelle Romero, National Director of Dream Corps Green for All, is here on the show. Michelle, welcome to the show. Your program received a $10 million grant from Jeff Bezos. Congratulations. How are you planning to allocate the new funding to help expand your initiatives?
Yeah, well, the Green for All program is a program of the Dream Corps. And at Dream Corps, we work to close prison doors and open doors of opportunity into the new economy for low-income communities and communities of color for whom the pollution-based economy, frankly, just wasn't working. And so we're really excited about the investment from the Bezos Earth Fund and Jeff's recognition of the important work we do. I gotta say, I mean, there's no more critical moment than right now to be putting people back to work, building a more sustainable future.
As I was researching Green for All, what was really impressive is that your organization addresses poverty and pollution at the same time. Why are these issues interconnected and ones that should be tackled together, Michelle?
Yeah, I mean, we have a triple crisis, right? We have a crisis of the climate, we have a crisis of the economy, and we have a racial justice crisis. And we're poised now, the federal government is now poised to spend trillions of dollars trying to rebuild the economy. And this presents a really unique opportunity to not only solve the pollution problem, or to not only solve the economic problem, but to solve the pollution problem and the poverty problems, to create jobs that aren't just any kinds of jobs, but that are good jobs, that are family supporting jobs, right? That are going to create cleaner transportation, more resilient communities, safer homes in neighborhoods that need it most.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we're hearing President-elect Biden is reportedly vetting 3 environmental justice leaders to head up the White House agency that will take the lead when it comes to coordinating efforts to safeguard communities disproportionately affected by pollution, like you just mentioned. What expectations does Green for All have for this role and for this incoming administration?
Look, we didn't get into this problem by one policy or from one leader. And I think what people really need to understand, if we're going to not just tackle the climate change, but really create a more fair and a more inclusive economy that works for more people, is that every single leader, every single policy needs to consider that we are not all on the same playing level, right? We have communities that have been underinvested and disinvested in for generations. And so what that means is our solutions are not going to be equal. We need more funding for the neighborhoods that have been ignored and neglected for all these years, just to have clean air and clean water for everyone, just to have the same sort of work, wealth, and health outcomes that everyone deserves.
You guys, Green for All, posted 10 actions that the new administration can do to boost the economy and cut pollution. What are some of your biggest suggestions here?
Yeah, look, I mean, some of the solutions in the clean economy are amazing solutions, right, with the right approach. We have people right now who have to stay at home, who have to homeschool their kids, work from home all day. And that means they're using energy all day. And we might be weathering the same COVID storm, but we're not in the same boat. And so the quality of housing that people have in order to do these kinds of activities is not equal. And so some people aren't going to be able to afford to keep the lights on or to heat their homes this winter, right? And we're looking at some of the most freezing temperatures coming up, I think, in this winter. And so what does that mean for the solutions? Well, the solutions can actually, we could put people to work weatherizing homes that bring down energy bills, keep more money in people's pockets, and that create safer homes and conditions, right, for living. We can help essential workers reach essential jobs with a smarter, more sophisticated public transportation system and clean transportation solutions that prioritize the people who need it the most for the jobs and opportunities that are most important. reaching access to healthcare, reaching education, reaching essential jobs. And so I think that, the suggestions for the Biden administration are to really put people at the center of policy.
I don't have to tell you, we are quickly approaching 2021. What are some of the newest initiatives that Green for All really hopes to tackle as we go into the new year?
Yeah, look, we, are very excited to be a recipient of the Bezos Earth Fund. And I think that's because only 2% of philanthropy globally goes to climate change. And most of that money goes to data, scientists, technical experts, and mainstream environmental groups that are devising solutions. But what we have going into 2021 is not an information problem. It's not a science problem. We aren't losing on climate change for lack of data or solutions. We have a political problem. And so one of the key things at the center of our work going into 2021 is going to be bringing people together from both sides of the political aisle to do right by people. I think a lot of folks look at the Biden administration, especially on the more progressive side, and worry a bit that bipartisanship and finding common ground means compromise that hurts people at the bottom. And I think we need a new bottoms-up bipartisanship that prioritizes struggling Americans across the country and builds a better future for all. So that is what we're going to be really focused on. And we'll do that in energy, we'll do that in transportation, and we'll do that to create real work and wealth opportunities for Black and Brown businesses and entrepreneurs.
Michelle Romero, National Director of Dream Corps Green for All program. Thank you so much for your time today, Michelle. Coming up, nearly 50